Well, once again, hello everyone, and many of you probably wanted to see what builds I exactly used for my solo, flawless, and glitchless incursion, so let's just get into showing them to you. The first build, as you guys saw, I used was again the oxidizer build, which is almost the same as the one I used in my first solo incursion, where I have 3 Peace Empress with skill haste and skill damage, Contractor's Gloves with skill damage and skill tier, Fox's Prayers with skill tier and skill damage as well. With that difference that I used the Wyvern Backpack with skill damage. Ideally you would have also skill haste here, but it doesn't really matter. And I also used the tech support. And explaining again, like in the previous video, why the Fox Sprayers and Contractors, because long story short, your oxidizer damage is additionally increased by the damage to targets out of cover and damage to armor. And it applies to the gear pieces that you have with those stats, but as well as the weapons that you're holding. So for example, if you have shotgun with damage to armor and damage to targets out of cover, this also gets applied to your oxy if you're holding it at the moment at hand. And also why I'm using especially glory days. Um, when you hold glory days, the talent of the glory days that give the 100% stability applies to the stability of your oxidizers. So it's really easier to just aim them simply. And that is basically the build I use to clean out the turrets. And then I swap to something that looks like this to kill the odds. Just 3-piece hotshot with chain killer, Providence backpack, and Fox's Nipots, everything with headshot damage. And this is just a preference that I swapped to that build. You could clear those odds with whatever build you want. That was just my own preference because I love to headhunt and I love to snipe. Now for the build of the tanker, I used something very similar to my first one with a small change. Just a 4-piece striker with crit damage, crit chance, just to get my Saint Elmo's to over 50 crit chance was my goal. Um, and the change I did from my previous solo incursion is that I was using the group chess piece, but right now I decided to change it to the striker chess piece, and I use the Fox's snippets as well. Um, Why I went for the striker chest piece? Because simply there's enough odds just for you to shoot at them and kill them, so you will on paper always have above 100 or even 150 stacks of striker. So there is really no downside to using it other than a bit less protection, but that's if you can kill everything fast enough, then it makes it relatively easy with the striker chest. And also, I decided to not use the revive hive, and I just swapped to a turret because when you're solo and you go down and your reviver hive is picking you up, then the odds start focusing on the tanker, so they basically can start melting it and taking it heavily down, which basically can kill the run later on. So I just decided to swap to turrets to um, be able to interrupt the snipers from shooting the tanker. Then the build I used for Pfizer was this build over here. Um, in the in the section between moss and right, I was stacking my BZB, and the change I only did was swapping my EMP sticky to a big shield, because just for the additional protection. And now for the pieces, it was the chill out mask with armor, critical hit chance, protection from elites, and double because this is the winter event mask that you can only get during event. Uh, during winter event. You might be able to get it again with the next winter event. Hopefully they'll bring it back. And basically this mask has only one attribute, but it allows you to put two mods on it. So that can give you the double protection from elites mods. Then I used the Hunter Killer chest piece with critical hit damage, hazard protection, armor, and of course protection from elites. I used the improvised holster with armor, hazard protection, critical hit damage, and protection from elites as well. The Bellstone backpack with exactly the same rolls and adrenaline rush. Um, the Bloody Knuckles exotic for the talent mostly, and the Fox's knee pads full red with critical hit damage. Uh, I used the survivalist specialization for additional 10% protection from elites. I used the 612 with damage to armor, damage to targets out of cover, and a sledgehammer. And one ACQB with damage to targets out of cover and boomerang, but that secondary weapon can be whatever you prefer. And of course the busy little bee for the bonus damage from it. I also use a decoy just for that additional protection from ads so they won't focus on me, and as well the EMP sticky to be able to cancel the pulling the valves animation just so I can start doing the damage with the 612 faster. And that is basically my build for the right. And then for the last build on Lovebirds. On Lovebirds I used again Striker, but here I used it at the start with the protection from elites, which I think helped me a lot. The rolls are critical hit damage or critical hit chance, one of the two, just to get your. I had my FAMAS at 48%. You can get it higher. This is kind of preference for me. Um, Here I use Striker holster with the crit hit damage, the knee pads with crit hit chance. I was using the Contractor's gloves with armor roll and critical hit chance on it, and swapping to Bloody Knuckles for the damage on the bosses in the middle, especially to kill, well, just to kill Johnson to be fair. And I was using the Bellstone backpack with critical hit chance, critical hit damage, protection from elites as well, and an adrenaline rush. And my weapons were FAMAS with damage to targets out of cover and fast hands. Again, the 612 with damage to targets out of cover and sledgehammer. And the DZ exclusive pistol Orbit with damage to targets out of cover and perfect finisher, because you can proc the finisher out of the shock traps that Johnson is throwing. So it's always some additional buff you can use. I also was using the Striker Shield from the Firewall specialization, and as well I was using a decoy just to help me with taking aggro from me away so I can move around the map a bit easier. Then after I killed Johnson, I knew that keeping the Striker chest won't help me at all because I will be constantly running and I won't be able to maintain above the 100 stacks. So I just decided to swap to the Striker backpack in that place and swap to the Seska piece with the Unbreakable on it, just for that, um, just for the additional protection because um, the glass cannon would kill me. The Obliterate, I was too much on the run all the time to make really use of it. And also I did swap my shotgun from the 612 to the MOP, which has the armor and kill. It is a named weapon. And I also rolled preservation on it, just for that additional healing from the snipers mostly. So whenever I took any damage, I could still heal up somehow. And with that basically built and a lot of running around and patience, I managed to then kill Martinez and finish my solo flawless and glitchless incursion. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you try to get those builds to also try it out yourself. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Um, I might not upload any videos for a long while because um, I am waiting for some new challenge to appear in the division, and Incursion was one of those challenges to do solo, but as of right now, there's nothing that haven't been done yet, or something that I would like to do. So until a new challenge arrive, I will probably won't upload any new video, just so people will know and won't wait for me to upload something. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy my incursion adventure with me, and see you when the new challenge arrives. Bye bye and have a good day or night wherever you live. Bye bye.